Well, the Danes find success here at day one of the GG.Bet Chicago Invitational. That means they will have to go up against each other, though. Heroic and OpTic winning their 2 opening games in a best-of-1 fashion. It was both Mirage, so hopefully here in the best-of-3s is where we're going to see a little bit of a different map come in. And taking a look at the two teams, OpTic, they look good. They won 16-13. Similar scoreline there for Heroic as well, winning 16-12 over a Vanguard. I don't know where I see this one going.
Yeah, no, I think I left off the last matchup there with Heroic saying that I kind of favored them going into it based off of recent form, how they've done, how well they've done for themselves. As we see the veto coming up here, I'd imagine Train goes out the way for Heroic. That's a map they don't really play. Inferno is actually going to be the veto for OpTic. That also makes sense. They haven't really found too much success on that map, and then we have Train going away. Second veto. Well, I mean, that can go anywhere, really, if you're OpTic. I'm thinking Vertigo is going to go away for Heroic. They've had a couple of scares on it before this one, as we see the first map picks. Nuke, and for OpTic, I guess this is what you'd expect out of a Dane-on-Dane action kind of a matchup.
Exactly.
Nuke being in there. Overpass being picked by Heroic. It's probably their strongest map altogether, and the third decider is Mirage. So, well, I mean, we do get some of the old, but we do get something new as well. So, at least guaranteed 2 new maps here.
Exactly, and those are 2 very interesting maps indeed, because Nuke, I'd say, you'd look at OpTic to be the favorites on the map, but we've seen Heroic be able to perform on it as well, and that's a little bit scary for me. Yeah,
no, it definitely is. OpTic have been very comfortable with the map, but they've, I guess, had some close, very close battles, some near scares here and there. I mean, while they made it through, beating Ancient, I think it was DreamHack, right? Like they ended up playing Nuke, and that was an overtime game. Everything got really chaotic. So while they're winning on it, they're not necessarily being dominant on it. And I think it's safe to say that Heroic, they do play the map as well. They feel rather safe on it too. So yeah, slight edge to OpTic, but Heroic can't be looked at as an easy target by any means.
Yeah, so Overpass is the pick of Heroic. Now that map, we have seen that quite a bit in the Cologne Invitational. A lot of teams picking that one up, but it's good to see Heroic starting to rock the map as well. But we are going to get into our first map of this best of 3. This is going to be, of course, Nuke. And the knife round on this one does matter a little bit more.
Yeah, not as, I guess, not as crucial as what you'd call an iframe for Train. I think we're seeing more and more teams having excellent T sides here on Nuke. Yeah, Heroic is going to win it out. I'm assuming still, like, even though we're seeing better T sides, they would like to start on the CT side. I guess it's easier to have a good time on the CT side than it is on the T side.
Yeah, we touched on sort of the ban of Vertigo, and I think that's a map that, again, has been one of those top-heavy maps, but it's on the T side. We don't really see that too often in Counter-Strike, where a map is heavily T-sided.
It's pretty much, well, the map that it replaced was the only one that really could be said to have the same case, right? Cash. Where you would see these 11-4 T-side rounds and everything. So I guess in that sense, there's balance in everything with the Vertigo coming into it. But I'll be honest, I'm kind of happy that we don't have to deal with the Vertigo as it stands right now.
Definitely. I think Heroic are as well. But we get into this one. It's going to be the pistol. OpTic on the T side. Heroic do go towards the pick of the CT side. And so OpTic, they want to get off to a good start. Someone who's been performing very well is Config. So hopefully he can keep that up across the series. And BlimF was the front man for Heroic, but there goes the kill. The crossfire, it's not actually that great between Assetag and Stan. They only get 1 kill. BlimF will have to stand tall, and he does get 1. So it's into the 3v3, but drops to his death as MSL holds that off for the headshot. And the man advantage is there on the T side to play with.
Very well done there to get onto the bomb center from OpTic, as you said. Not the best executed crossfire on the side of Heroic. It's led to man disadvantage. They do have a kid on NATO. That gives them a little bit more time to work with. Currently 18 seconds left on the bomb. Tap's going to come in. But they don't have any smokes or anything, so yeah, going to have to take the challenges and not going to be able to deal very well with that. Nico, 4 kills to his name to start us off. He was looking pretty solid on Mirage throughout the entirety of the game as well. We saw Config gradually getting more into it, but I feel like Nico was a consistent performer throughout that matchup for them, even when they were having a bit of an issue early on versus Gamer Legion. So see the odds here from GG.Bet. Heroic 1.89 to the 1.84 of OpTic. Well, it's Dane-on-Dane action. You do expect it to be a lot of back and forth and pretty close.
I'd say these two teams as well are pretty evenly matched. Like, it's hard to sort of say who's the better Danish team.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, OpTic definitely having its issues. Oh, Stavin.
Love this gun. Oh, there's another one. He's going to go back in. Another kill on the Nova. Stound just ripping them apart in MSL. Last man left. Bomb is on the floor. The in-game leader of OpTic has to make it happen, and this is so heartbreaking to lose a round like this, especially to the Nova. You've just picked up so much cash in those kills.
I mean, we saw not just only a lot of overpass and the last invitational for Cologne, we did see a fair bit of Nuke too. We did see exactly kind of a scenario like that as well in that matchup. Or, well, in that invitational. The upper rush right after winning pistol. I think there's definitely, I don't know, a discussion worth having whether or not a quick play is the way you go about it versus an eco round, and also how you actually execute it. Going towards the inner, perfectly fine, but you need to have the set nades and everything to make it work properly, or you just go out towards yard to make the most out of the range advantage that you have with buying up guns.
Well, the outside smokes are relatively strong. It allows everyone to safely pass down towards the secret stairs, with a shotgun of Esatag is currently waiting. And he's very aggressive with this. He wants to get a kill, but Refresh will come in.
Ooh, that nade though.
Esatag, and yeah, that grenade does so much damage onto all three players.
They actually decide to vacate the vents as well. Steven had the position to hold anyone off if they were to get in early. Instead, with him giving that up, that's going to be a bomb plant for OpTic. Heroic setting up for a retake here. Being very careful. Also, NATO with a P90, not something you see every day. And honestly, these positions, after plant positions for OpTic are pretty strong. Nico's going to find the tag, not the frag, and look at the HP on the 3 remaining members.
Well, SMGs, easy pickups. The P90 gets one. Freiburg on the UMP. It's all on config. He looks the wrong way at the wrong time. So 2-1 here. Heroic will get the defuse through. And that's exactly how they want this one to go. They get themselves, they lose the pistol, but they answer right back. And they've still got that chance to build up a strong lead in the first half coming in from the CT side. Not really enough money to want to buy here from OpTic, so probably going to be a couple of upgraded pistols, a little bit of utility thrown into the mix, so it should be Heroic on 3.
It is looking that way. NATO Safix. Again, interesting thing to kind of watch the development of. What CT side teams decides to pick up an AUG, if it's become a situational weapon or not. Heroic didn't really pick up much AUGs on their CT side of Mirage. Now we're seeing NATO playing ramp, I think it is, yeah, with the AUG. It's cool to see how that's going to work out.
Well, BMF with the early picks down, able to get one. It's actually Freiburg who steals that one away. He's looking for another. It's the Glock and the P250. Ooh. Finding some damage, but Refresh and Tessis, the last man standing, to try and make this happen as that's the tie up towards heaven. Very difficult angle with that AWP if you have to look directly below, so probably best not to do that. And, Safix, all right. That's so unfortunate for Tessis.
A for effort, though. A lot of damage is being done there initially to the Heroic lineup. Steven so close to going down as well. And even if it doesn't end up in a round win, pretty significant gain for OpTic just in the economy battle.
Well, Refresh has got a chance here. He doesn't look very impressed in his picture, I have to say.
Definitely so.
Does look a bit angry, but he has got the AK. Perhaps that can make things happen. 35 seconds. Nidosafix hasn't even left the position he was previously standing in, but cannot get the kill. Refresh actually manages to steal away the bomb. Looking for the plant that will bait them in towards him. That's the kill on the vent player. Does he expect Stound to be close? He's 10 HP, so can't really afford to peek. And so they'll wait until both players are ready to do so. And Refresh, with the time being so low, could not make his way towards the back of the bomb site. Had to commit for the plant right there. And that'll be another round on the board.
Yeah, you can tell how startled Heroic were in that situation. Steven, obviously with 10 HP, didn't want to commit to the peak from main. So just start shooting, which allows for the AWP of all things to lead the charge. Could have gotten really dicey for Heroic. Refresh making the best out of a bad situation. We're going to have another buy coming in here now. Let's see what is the name of the game. Molotov goes out to block the wall of smoke. Blamef. Ooh, well, not expect config to be there. Now he knows as well that his position is given up. This is going to be so tough to deal with.
Oh, the Molotov tries to make the jump.
Valiant effort.
Yeah, nearly. Just not getting the gold medal in the long jump. It will be the man advantage for OpTic to play with. And at this point, they can just afford to dictate the pace. They don't really have to show their hand just yet. They've got plenty of utility. They've got plenty of time to work with. Once smokes come in, Essetine is going to throw the Molotov. That's actually pretty perfect.
He's going to section off the OpTic lineup at least. MSL has made his way down. Stab and Z know that there's potential threat from above here, though. Let's refresh on top of main hut. Just making sure that, you know, the herd of sheep that is his teammates makes it safely down towards Secret.
Well, Nido Safix.
That's a long Molotov as well. He could have definitely stayed around
in front of that.
on the stairs, yeah.
I think it was, you know, when you see it coming at you, you just kind of anticipate that it'll be
100%.
well, he's under a lot of pressure, cannot quite deal with it, so the headshot comes in from Nico. And Config is just waiting for players to come in. He's holding the stairs, waiting for the secret push. And this will be a chance. They don't even check his position, don't even think it's a possibility. And for that, Config will stop down, and another one coming through. It's actually MSL. And Config eventually will take the kill on the SSI.
Yeah, eventually was the key word there. I needed some readjustments and everything, but all is good in the end. MSL gets freebie AK, no, op as well. We'll see, though, if they can go on a bit of a run. That was really the key thing for OpTic in their first matchup after having a bit of a rough start. Managed to string together, I think it was 5 rounds in a row versus Gamer Legion to salvage their T side. And obviously having similar success on their CT side. That remains to be seen. MSL's going to get really aggressive. Doesn't really find anything, though.
Well, that's something that Heroic don't have, is the AWP, obviously. So a bit of an edge for MSL to play with. Doesn't have to worry about AWP battle coming his way towards outside. Utility being used up this time, OpTic making sure that they've got every player in the correct position and ready to go again. Tessus looks to boost the player over the top. It's going to be MSL looking for an early pick. Knows, you know, there isn't going to be an AWP to challenge it, so he can get up on top of the red container. He can start to search for that kill, and I hope he can use the long-range advantage of the AWP.
Yeah. Last time one of the big swing rounds for Heroic was off the back of a buy like this. It's a mid push. Sadly, there's no mid, and there's no opening either. Config finds this attack. He's going to make his way up to heaven as well. Stavin needs to be aware of this being a possibility.
He is. Looks back over towards the door, but comes down to timing. Will Config even decide to extend? You know, that's a bit of a risk. Eventually he's going to wait his teammate to be there, close by for a trade if needed. There's the peek. Headshot comes in to Config. It will be MSL trying to make his way into the bomb site. Has got already 1 kill added to his name, and Stan's going to drop inside of the site. Looks back up towards heaven, but Freiburg has already looked down. He's got the number of Tessus, picks him up with the deagle. MSL somehow dropped inside of the vent, and Nico, he's going to be there as well. So MSL takes away Nido Safix, and it's into 2v2. Another one from MSL. It's just, they're just dropping like flies.
It's like lemmings. I'm not really sure what goes through the mind of Heroic in that scenario. It's brilliant. You've done a really good job to get yourself into a 3v2 situation. You've seen MSL drop down. Why do you have an incessant need to run after him?
It's like, welcome to the death factory of MSL.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to have the easiest time in the world finding those frags. I mean, he doesn't falter either, so yeah, great job from MSL, but kind of head-scratching move from Heroic. He did so well to actually get to that point.
Yeah, I don't know how he got himself inside the vent. It's kind of crazy, but this time there's multiple players running towards him. Can he deal with it? First kill, not the second. Luckily his teammates are there to back him up. And MSL has got the Glock. He's looking for the fry, but it's Tessus who takes that one away. So 3 in a row for OpTic, back into the lead.
Back into the lead, and there's, again, not really a whole lot of money on the side of Heroic. They seem to be favoring these kind of buys where, well, they're going to get the weaponry but not have the utility. I'm not too big of a fan of that on a map like Nuke. I mean, we've already seen OpTic being okay with going towards that inner bomb site. Again, if they do that properly with a lot of utility, it's going to be so tough to deal with for the Heroic side. So we'll see how it all pans out. If they want to set up a bit differently, we can see 3 players over towards main and yard. Well, that is one way of doing it.
Yeah. Further, you have lack of utility, they'll throw a little bit of aggression in. BlameF does take the early pick and falls away with it. So good stuff to stay alive. No answer from OpTic.
Yeah. And again, OpTic, whenever they set up in this default, they will have config on top of the silo. Blame very aware of that. That, I guess, it could be, you know, at times a bit of the fault of England leaders with a kind of similar, I guess, play style or mentality as to how you want to play the game as MSL does, is that you can get a little bit predictable or a little bit static in how you play things out. So you might end up in situations where players take advantage of it, like Blameth did there. Man, it didn't get away for free, though, by any means, down to 15 HP. Refresh setting up for the Molotov on top of Hut. It's not going to affect Stavin, though, where he's currently posted up. Another smoke goes down in front of Secret. 40 seconds to go here, so going to need to see some movement from the OpTic side.
Well, NatoSaphix is very far back in the corner here towards ramp.
This is a pretty unconventional position to play, I have to say. Your Molotov goes down, does not affect Stavin at all.
It's a little bit higher up, and still, Tessis will check it. Freiburg stands tall towards the back of the bomb site, gets 2 headshots. Nico coming in with 1, but bomb plant, oh my god, Nico's just sticking it. Balls of steel, taking damage to the smoke, but still sticks the bomb plant and gives OpTic their best chance here as NatoSaphix starts to make his way back in towards the A bomb site. Looking for the kill close by. That's Nico finished off all on MSL. 1v3 clutch needs to happen. He looks for the first pick. There it is on the S attack. Looks back for another. MSL is making this happen. Switches to the USP. Bits the shot towards him. Cannot land it. The missed shot gives Heroic the round win, but oh, what an attempt.
What an attempt indeed. MSL, and you